Discourse 10 through 12. Germain speaking. Invocation. Almighty luminous presence I am. The conquering power I am. The radiant splendor filling everything in manifestation. The I am of life flowing through all manifestation. The I am intelligence conducting all activity, inner and outer, making it one perfect activity. Out of thy light, thy mighty presence, which I am, all things are precipitated into form. I am the exhaustless energy imbued with thy wondrous infinite intelligence. Light the illumining center within this body that has come under thy radiation. Expand that light into the full illumination of this body and mind, raising it into thy active, perfect, eternal garment. O thou great light that illumines all earthly minds, making them aware of the one eternal presence, the one intelligence conducting all the activity that I am, individualized everywhere. By the power which I am and the accumulated wisdom and energy of the centuries, I project forth into the minds of humanity this day that intelligent activity which will guide them aright and inspire them to act accordingly. Through the universal great one I am, I command this power to act in all mankind. Discourse. From out of the centuries of activity, we have arrived at the focal point where the experiences of ages comes into instantaneous action, where all time and space become the one presence, God in action. Now, knowing that it is the presence of God, the I am, that beats your heart, then you know that your heart is the voice of God speaking. And as you come to meditate upon the great truth that I am, the supreme intelligent activity through my mind and heart, you will bring the true, dependable, divine feeling into your heart. Once the student becomes really aware that God is love and love's true activity comes through the heart, he will understand that to focus his attention on the desire to project love forth for any given purpose is the supreme privilege of the outer activity of the consciousness, which can generate love to a boundless degree. Mankind has not previously understood that divine love is a power, a presence, an intelligence, a light that can be fanned into a boundless flame or fire, and it is within the conscious intelligence of every individual to so create and generate this presence of love that it becomes an invincible, exhaustless, peace-commanding presence wherever the conscious individual desires to direct it. Love is the first principle of life and may be generated to any degree without any limit whatsoever for infinite use. Such is the majestic privilege of the conscious use and direction of love. When I say generate, I mean the opening of the door through conscious devotion to the outpouring of this exhaustless fountain of love, which is the heart of your being, the heart of the universe. Students, by contemplating this infinite power of love, become such a fountain of its outpouring that its conscious direction may be infinite in the student's use. When students wish to hasten their liberation from certain events or outer activity, I can but say, I am the commanding presence, the exhaustless energy, the divine wisdom causing my desire to be fulfilled. This will bring the quickest release from any undesirable condition that the very law of your being will permit. Knowing this, you may further know, through the presence that I am, I now remain untouched by disturbing outer conditions. Serene, I fold my wings and abide the perfect action of the divine law and justice of my being, commanding all things within my world to appear in perfect divine order. This is the greatest privilege of the student should be the command at all times. When one craves to be released and still there appear trying experiences, it is the toughening of the steel of character and the strengthening of the individual that gives him at last the perfect and eternal mastery over all outer things. One may, with the right understanding of this, easily rejoice in the experience which is enabling him to turn to and bask in the glorious, wondrous I am presence. I am the strength, the courage, the power to move forward steadily through all experiences, whatever they may be, and remain joyous and uplifted, filled with peace and harmony at all times by the glorious presence which I am, knowing I cannot fail because I am the exhaustless energy and intelligence sustaining all things. The student should understand and remember at all times the power of precipitation is within the I am presence. I am here, the life principle and intelligence in this body. I am everywhere, even unto the heart of God, the conducting intelligence of the universe. Therefore, when I wish to precipitate anything whatsoever, I know I am the power acting, I am the intelligence directing, I am the substance being acted upon, and I bring it into visible form and my use now. Remember, there is only one thing in the universe that is permanent, real, and eternal. That is the I am presence, God in you, which is the owner, the creator, and the intelligence, manifesting all visible form. And to know that you are that presence, that I am presence, places you, beloved student, independent of all outer manifestation. There is nothing comes into physical form which is not first perfected on the invisible or higher planes. Rejoice every day, every hour, every minute that brings you nearer to the goal of freedom and release from all mortal limitation. That freedom you have so longed for and so much desired. The light is growing very bright within you. Continue on with that calm, dauntless determination to scale the heights, for I am that great presence sustaining you, and you cannot fail. You are glowing with the golden light of truth, of dominion, of mastery over all outer things which have bound you. And with one mighty surge of the I am presence, you break every binding chain, shatter all sense of limitation, and stand forth in your freedom, the glorious, radiant, majestic being that you really are. Always take the attitude of calm poise when anything should manifest. Always be happy and rejoice in the presence, but there is always the balance to be maintained. It is the middle way. Hold yourself within this center poise. One can rejoice as deeply in a calm poise as he can in over-exuberance. The calm poise always conveys a certain something to others that they need, for every human being needs poise, and the conscious realization of the necessity of calmness and poise, because it never leaves anyone off guard. Poise has within it a certain power of self-control and guard, which is very essential. You will be not only delighted but amazed at times at the marvelous things that will come with it. Say, I am the perfect poise which balances everything. I am the positive, peaceful harmony of this whole situation. For students to keep meditating and contemplating what it means to say I or I am brings results, revelations, and blessings that cannot be overestimated. Take the attitude of calm certainty in your mind and keep on keeping on. Peace, be still, and assert your calm poise and assurance. The ideal in all senses is to move in the middle way, the balance, always asserting the calm mastery of self-control, which I am. This will enable the establishing of a steady, flowing stream of creative ideas and energy from the heart of the great source of light I am, God in action everywhere. Keep reminding the outer consciousness that when one says, I am this or I am that, he is setting God in action, which is the Creator's life individualized, the life of the universe, the energy of the universe, the intelligence at the heart of the universe conducting all. It is necessary, it is vital to keep the outer reminded of this fact on the road to full mastery. Through the recognition and use of the I am presence, I tell you, you can positively bring forth in any quality you wish into the outer conscious manifestation. If you will but simply do it. The student must become firmly aware that he is the conscious conducting power in his life, in his world, and that he can fill it with any quality that is needed or that he may choose. The students who have intermittent physical disturbance in the body should take the consciousness off, and I am the presence on guard here. And it certainly is necessary to keep up the conscious guard until he has attained sufficient mastery to align his thought, feeling, and receptivity with perfection. It matters not what the conditions are that we face. At no time must we lose track of or allow ourselves to be drawn from the great truth that love is the hub of the universe upon which everything revolves. We can love God in action, the I am presence, everywhere present. Each human being is a power and is intended to be the conducting principle of his life and world. In the recognition that within each human being is the I am presence of God ever acting, then everyone knows that he holds within his outer hands the scepter of dominion and should use his conscious determination in knowing that the invincible presence of God is every moment the intelligent activity in his world and affairs. No matter what the problem is to be solved in the individual's life, there is only one power, presence, and intelligence that can solve it, and that is the individual's recognition of the all-powerful presence of God, with whom no outer activity may interfere, unless the individual's attention is knowingly or unknowingly drawn from his central recognition and acceptance of the supreme God power. The principle of life, always active, is ever striving to pour itself forth into expression, thereby producing its natural perfection. The individual who stands with his attention fixed firmly on the I am presence, on God, and with God, becomes an invincible power with which no outer manifestation of mankind can interfere. The release from all outer interference can only come through this recognition of the I am presence, God in action, in the individual's life and world. The statement of Jesus, know the truth and the truth shall make you free, was perhaps one of the simplest and greatest truths to ever be uttered. For the first fundamental of knowing this great truth to which he entered was to know that you have within you this invincible presence of God. If you know that and are certain of it within your own consciousness, I mean by that standing with firm determination in the face of everything, then you know you do have that I am presence within. Your next step is to take your stand. I am the illumining, revealing presence, and no outer activity that I need to know can be withheld from me, because I am the wisdom, I am the perception, I am the revealing power, bringing everything before me that I may see and understand and be able to act accordingly. It is so easy once you understand that I am is the only intelligence and presence acting, to see how you have the scepter within your own hands, and through the I am presence you can compel everything you need to know to be revealed to you. If at any time there are those who through their outer activity attempt to take from you that which belongs to you, then it is your right to command through the I am presence that the entire condition be adjusted and your own brought to you. When human beings are governed entirely by the outer self, and when they have no consideration for the power of God, which gives them life, they're easily led to commit any kind of injustice. But does that mean in any sense that you shall allow them to do it in your world? Not when you know you have the mighty power of God within to command and demand right and justice from everywhere. If you want peace and harmony or adjustment in your affairs and world, know I am the mighty intelligence and power producing it, and no outer inner activity can interfere with it. In this, we must be very careful that when we have set the divine law into motion and divine justice begins to take place, that we do not become over-sympathetic and thereby interrupt the action of the law. From out of the seeming mystery of life's ceaseless activity, there is the illumining presence of the mighty I am within that stands ever ready to bless you with untold, inconceivable blessings, if you only let it. For there is no energy in the universe but God to act through your consciousness, your mind, your body, your world. Keep calm and serene, knowing God is the only intelligence and power acting in your world and affairs. I am in you, the self-sustaining strength and healing manifesting in your mind and body. This keeps you in greater attunement. Face God, and the energy always surges forth to command every situation. Individuals who understand this law are not subject to injustice and the conditions which the outer selves of other beings try to impose upon them. Keep the outer reminded of this often. Be sure always within yourselves that there is only the presence and power of God acting in you and your affairs. Keep using the statement at all times, there is nothing hidden that is not revealed to me. God is the all-knowing presence and power that knows and reveals all things to you upon your request. If the student can get the correct idea of pouring out the love to his own divine self, he will receive complete relief from every discord. To perfect conditions, say, I am the presence there, conducting and healing the situation. There is only one possible way to change anything which has been created and directed into a wrong channel. The attention is what holds it fast to the wrong use or expression of it. Instantly direct the thought to the higher self. Use the statement, I am the conducting presence of this energy and the only power that can raise it. I am the presence raising and transcending it. And that action is forever self-sustained. No, I am the presence doing this thing, and therefore it is done now, for God's activity is always instantaneous. The great ascended hosts of light are ever with those who want to do right. Send your thought out to them, and you shall always receive help. You have an invulnerable, invincible power when you know you have the recognition of the I Am Presence. Benediction. Wondrous presence of God, I am. We give praise and thanks for this feeling of the certainty of thy presence that is growing within the consciousness of these students under this radiation. We rejoice in the great light of thy presence enfolding each one, which goes forth unto all humanity, changing all discord into love and peace. Thou mighty infinite presence of God, we give forth our gratitude to thee for thy ceaseless ministry. We call thy blessings, thy wisdom, thy intelligence to act through each one, giving peace of mind, peace of body, and joy of heart to go forth, the ruling, conquering, victorious presence over all things. We give praise and thanks that the mighty presence, I am, God in action, causing thy perfection to be ever operative and self-sustained in thy name and through thy presence. We thank thee.